Let everybody in. Now I'll start the video.
Connectra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, Connect Together, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative. Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobbie Seale-Cobiskey. Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson. Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff. And other initiatives, including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at Connectra Society.
Okay, you can start.
Okay. Thanks, Kausar. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your adapted seated yoga practice. And so I'm just going to move into my iPad a little bit. For some reason, it shifted from gallery view so that they're just, I see myself twice, so that's not going to work. There we go. And so let's get started by, if possible, find a space where you are supporting your own spine. So I move away from the back of the chair now so that you feel you're sitting forward on your sits bones. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Relax your arms on your lap, by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And feel free, if you'd like, to close your eyes here. And notice your alignment, knees, hips, ankles, shoulders over our hips. Chin in, parallel to the floor. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Attention moves inward. So taking one hand to your belly, and so allowing the breath to move your abdomen. So on the inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And keeping one hand on your belly, take your other hand to your chest and notice the pattern of movement of your breath between your belly and your upper torso. And then see if you can make your breath just a little bit deeper than it was when we began. So paying particular attention to the exhale. See if you can extend your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of stress and tension. Whenever possible during your yoga practice, I'm going to encourage you to come back to your breath and see if you can keep this lovely, deep, long breath. And so rest your hands on your lap or wherever feels most comfortable. And then from here, take your hands together, rub your palms together. So energize your hands, warm up your hands. Take your hands apart. Notice a little heat or warmth between your hands. Rub your palms together again. And so research shows what we've always known, that our hands are connected not only to our heart, but to our mind as well. So as you're rubbing your palms together, I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress or tension, and see if you can bring some of that lovely heart energy from your hands to that place. So open to receive. As it's ready, bring your hands together again, and this time think of a new place and take your hands there. And so now take a moment to notice, is your breath still long, so deep and long? And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands to your solar plexus. And I'd like to share a practice with you called toning, so sounding. And today we're going to sound the vowel Om. And as we're toning this, I'd like you to notice if you feel a vibration in your body and or the space around you. And so inhale, exhale, oh. Inhale, oh. Inhale, oh. And take a moment. And so from here, we'll begin to warm up the body by bringing our chin towards our chest gently. And then moving your head up and down. So your eyes, your head moves up slightly. So the eyes maybe look where the ceiling meets the wall. So lubricating the cervical spine. Yeah. And then as you're ready, bring your head back to center, and then take one ear towards your shoulder, and then moving back and forth. So from side to side. So without forcing, see if you can allow a little kind of half smile, a little Buddha smile across your face. And notice if that shifts things for you. And come back to center. And so sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders up, back and down. And then turn a soft gaze, looking just past your shoulder. So moving as far as feels comfortable for you. And then moving with your breath, so from side to side. As if nodding no. And bring your head back to neutral. And so today I'd like to add a few additional neck movements. So I'm going to invite you to jet your chin out and then draw your chin back in as if you're trying to make double chin. And jet out and double chin. And jet out and double chin. And I'd like to invite you to interlace your fingers, take them to the back of your head, press your head gently against your hands, and then turn your head from side to side. Yeah, and then when you're ready, release your hands. Yeah. And so we've moved our cervical spine, our neck through its range of motion. So now let's keep that going, moving down along the spine. So we'll transition into a gentle practice called cat and cow. So as ready, draw your chest in. So it's as if your sternum's moving towards the back of your ribs as you round your back. And then on our inhale, sternum moves up and forward, open your throat, your heart. And so keeping this movement going in your own time and rhythm. And so you might notice that as we exhale, there's a natural tendency for our hands to slide towards our knees. So we round our back on the inhales, we arch our back, hands slide in towards our hips. So moving with your breath, move in a way that feels natural for you. And then slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Yeah. Take a moment, and from here, moving from side to side, reach your hand towards the floor. It's okay to take hold of the other side of the chair. So imagine you're sitting between two panes of glass. So shoulder lined up with shoulder, and then move from side to side. And so you might feel that as your spine becomes a little more lubricated, that the movements become a little more easeful. Remember your little half smile, your Buddha smile. And then as ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Rest your hands on your thighs. And from here, we're going to come into a gentle twist. So gently twisting towards the side. Head turns, just looking past your shoulders. You draw that hand in towards your hip. And then twist from side to side. So again, moving with the breath. So you might feel good inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. And so this is a gentle twist. We're not going to our full range of motion. As ready, come on back to a neutral spine. And take a moment to notice how that sequence of movements made you feel. And so maybe body temperature, a little more energized. Notice how you feel. Okay, so from here, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. So we're going to sigh on the exhale. So I'll inhale through the nose, unless you're congested. And a big sigh. Ah. Inhale. Ah. And one last time. Inhale. Ah. No. So from here, let's, with our hands where they are, let's play piano. And then brain game, if you'd like. You could explore moving from your pinkies to your thumbs. And how about air piano? And when you're ready, roll your wrists in one direction. So if you'd like, you can imagine your hands are in water. So slow the movements down so they're mindful. And then reverse the direction. And then when you're ready, stretch your palms and then take your fingertips to touch or make soft fists. Stretch your palms. So fingertips might touch, and might not. So just as long as we're moving in that direction. So we're flexing and extending. Yeah. And now when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to push your hands out and draw your hands back. So we're moving through all the joints in our arms, but you might notice too that we're getting into our shoulder blades. So it's like a little massage, all those muscles surrounding our shoulder blades. Push your hands away, draw your hands back. And away, and hands back. Nice. And take a moment. And so from here, we're going to do one more movement for our arms. So yoga swim. So your arms can lift as high as you'd like, as long as we're moving in circular movement. And how about backstroke? And breaststroke. And side stroke. Ooh. Other side. And can we do butterfly? One of my students said she tried this in the water and she landed on her face. So, okay. And then just a little shake out. All right. So no doubt you're feeling a little more energized. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to visualize your feet. So imagine your feet. And then, so this might be an energetic pushing down. So push down through one foot, push down through the other. If possible, wiggle your toes. You might scrunch your toes towards you. Yeah, so ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. And so root down through your sits bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. So you do a little bum dance. Our spine is long, shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown of your head. So imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you up to the sky. Chin in, parallel with the floor. So from here, we're going to come into a movement to help find our balance. And so balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. So worth repeating, balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so if you know balance is a challenge for you, I'd like you to make sure that you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. So let's begin by sitting up nice and tall so we can lengthen our spine, creating space between our vertebrae. And then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. So it's not about seeing how far we can go. We just come to that just right amount of effort and ease, and then rock back up. And so in your own time and rhythm, keeping a gentle movement flowing. And so you might notice when you come forward, the chin has a tendency to want to jut up. So keep your chin in. There's something about this gentle movement that our nervous system likes. And then it's ready, come on back to a neutral spine. And take a moment. And from here, let's come into a movement. I like to call it stirring the pot. So we'll circle our heart forward and circle your heart back. And so we are warming up our lower back, our hips. And as you begin to feel your hips and lower back soften and release, see if you can go a little bit deeper. So shoulders are moving towards our knees. Of course, we're not going to come all the way down. And then as ready, reverse the direction. So you're keeping your sits bones on the chair all the while. And bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. Bring your awareness to the space beside you, above you, and particularly an invitation to bring your awareness to the space behind you. And an invitation, so moving away from me to we, to trust that we are being supported. And then slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, rest your hands on your lap, wherever feels most comfortable for you, and let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Okay. And so from here, repose, make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest, sits bones sharp on the chair. Spine is long, shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And so from here, let's transition into side bend. So take a hold of the underside of your chair, release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open. So I'll give you 3 variations of the pose. So it might be if you have shoulder stuff going on, it feels best to take your hand to your shoulder. Might feel okay to place your arm in a gold pose, come up and over, or it might be that you place your hand at your hip. So let's begin again. So we'll start together. And so take hold of the underside of your chair, release your opposite arm by your side. Take your arm to your place. Come into your side bend and turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. And breathe into your rib cage. So can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Keep your sits bones on the chair. And then come on out of the pose. Take a moment and we'll come into it on the other side. So take hold of the underside of your chair. Release your opposite arm by your side. Take your arm to your place and come into your side bend. So can you feel you're creating space in your rib cage, in your side body? And release. Nice. Okay. So let's come into this one more time on each side. So it might feel a little different this time. So just notice. Arm by your side, spiral your palm open, take your arm to your place, come into your side bend, turning your gaze down towards the floor. And release. Yeah, other side. Extend your arms, spiral your palm open, reach your arm up to your place, come into your side bend, turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. Breathe into your rib cage and release. Okay, little shake out. And so from here, let's come into a seated twist. And so today I'll teach a few different versions. And so for this first one, bring your hands together at the heart, lift your elbows. So inhale, lengthen our spine, and then bring your elbow point down to your thigh. Lift your opposite elbow up towards the ceiling, and then turn your gaze just past your shoulder or elbow, pardon me, looking up. And inhale, come back center, take a moment. And so when you bring your elbow down, if it doesn't reach your thigh, you can always bring your thigh to you by placing a block or blanket, something that allows you to rest your elbow. So here we go. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your elbow point down to your thigh. Reach the opposite elbow up. Turn your gaze looking up past your elbow. Press into the palms of your hands. Inhale, come back center, lengthen, other side. And come on back up and give yourself a little shake out. All right. So another version of a seated twist, if you'd like, would be to sit up nice and tall. Reach your hand across your opposite near thigh. Your other hand comes beside you or behind you on the chair. And so you'll notice we're already into the twist at this point. So there are some contraindications of going too deep, and that would be if you have osteoarthritis, osteopenia. This is your twist today. Alternatively, if it feels okay for you, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, beginning at the very base of your spine, moving up one vertebrae at a time. So our head turns last. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And when you're ready, slowly unwind, come on back center, take a moment. Yeah, and then we'll come into it on the other side. So reach your hand across the outside of your knee or thigh, other hand comes beside you or behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. So eyes are closed softly, focused inward, or soften your gaze. And come on back center. Okay, so let's rock and roll. We're going to move dynamically. So reaching up on the inhale, and on your exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching up and twist. Inhale, reaching up and twist. And come on back to a neutral spine. Close your eyes, take a moment, notice how that sequence made you feel. How's your breath? Has your body temperature changed a little? Yeah. Okay. And so from here, we're going to move into a breathing practice called Breath of Joy. So you're going to be moving our arms at the same time as we practice the breath. So I want you to make sure that you don't have anything nearby or anyone that you're at risk of hitting with your hands. Yeah, so spread your wings, make sure you have lots of space. Okay, and so Breath of Joy is 3 inhales through nose, exhale. And so here we go. Inhale, inhale, out to the side, inhale, and drop. 2 more. So Breath of Joy, inhale, 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 and drop. And 1 more. Inhale, inhale, Inhale. And awesome. Okay, so bring your hands apart a little. Close your eyes if you'd like, and notice any subtle sensations between your hands. And so maybe moving your hands a little further apart and then closer together. Spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. So maybe feeling a lightness and palms face down, a grounding sensation. So inhale, reach up to the sky. Palms face down. And release. Okay, so I think from here I'd like to move into a practice called sun salutations. So sun salutations are a little bit of fun, they're heating, strengthening, and really encourage you to move with your breath. So whenever possible, come back to your breath. So when we link our breath with our movements, magical things happen. And so let's come into our mountain pose. Take your hands to your heart center. So it might be palms open or palms together. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. So bend from your shoulder blades. Hinging from the hips, soft fists if you want, bring them into your hips. Forward fold. Might feel okay for you to reach down towards the floor, up to you. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into a lunge. So it might be that you're visualizing part of this movement. So if possible, I'd like you to tuck your toes under the front of your chair, reach that arm on the same side up to the sky. Yeah, so lunge. Float your arm down, step your foot forward. From here, we'll come into downward facing dog. So reach your arms on a diagonal. So hands reach up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. And then lowering down, we'll come into baby cobra. So lower, and then lift your sternum, lift your heart, lift out through the crown of your head. Yeah. And then when you're ready, we'll come into down dog again. So lower, reach your arms on a diagonal. Yeah. And from here, we'll come into the lunge on the other side. So if possible, you're tucking your toes underneath the front of your chair, or you're visualizing that movement and then reaching your arm up to the float your arm down, step your foot forward, spiral your palms open. So coming into a forward bend, reaching up to the sky, gentle back arch, hands come together at the heart. So let's practice one more round. So come into your mountain pose, hands at the heart center, reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Hinging from the hips, come into your forward fold. Coming back up, let's come into our lunge. So tuck your toes under the front of your chair, reach your arm up to the sky. Float your arm down, step your foot forward. Come into your downward facing dog, sorry. Arms on a diagonal. And baby cobra. So lower, and then lift your heart, lift your throat, lift up through the crown of your head. Imagine that baby cobra. And then lower again. Reach up, arms on a diagonal, downward facing dog. We'll come into the lunge on the other side. So come up, tuck your toes under, reach your arm up. Float your arm down, step your foot forward, hinging from the hips, come forward, spiral your palms open, soft bend in your elbows, reach up to the sky, so gentle back arch, and then hands come back to the heart. Place one hand on your belly, the other on your heart center, and maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Okay. So at this time, I'd like you to come seated comfortably back in your chair. And I think we'll practice a few breathing techniques, at least one, and then move from there to guided meditation and your final relaxation, the dessert part. And so you're sitting comfortably, but still up nice and tall. Rest your hands on your lap. Tuck your chin in slightly, so chin in parallel to the floor. And so the breathing technique I'd like to share with you is called Brahmari. So Sanskrit word that means essentially bumblebee breath. And so in this breathing technique, we're lengthening the exhale. And so we'll begin together, inhale, and then make a humming sound. So you might notice that making the humming sound lengthens the exhale. And so in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And maybe notice if you felt a subtle shift in your energy. And so from here, we'll move into a guided meditation. So for this, find a comfortable seat, ground down to your sits bones, roll your shoulders, lift them up, back and down. And then an invitation to bring your attention to the flow of breath in your nostrils. Noticing that the inhalation, the feeling of the breath is cool. And on the exhalation, the touch of the breath on the nostrils is warm. And so, invitation to continue this breath at your own pace. And so, on inhale, breath is cool. On exhale, breath is warm. And so you might even notice, are you breathing in through one nostril more than the other? Okay. So when you're ready, actually, I'd like you to sweep your hands. So sweep your hands along the outside of your thighs, down along the outside of your legs. And then coming up the inside of your thighs, sweeping up. So we'll do this movement 2 more times. So sweeping down along your thighs, coming back up your inner thighs. And sweeping down along the outside of your legs, coming back up. And now we're going to switch it up. We're going to sweep down our inner thighs, inner legs. So wherever you can reach comfortably. And then up, sweep up the outside of your legs. So sweeping down along your inner thighs, legs, wherever you can reach. sweeping up on the outside of your legs. And one last time. So taking some of that loving, healing energy, heart energy from your hands down, and then sweep back up. And then take your hands, so place them so they're just a little bit apart. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel. And then leaning back in your chair, I'd like you to place one hand on the other at the top of your rib cage, and then moving clockwise, massage your organs. So this movement is calming for our nervous system. Remember your little half smile, your little Buddha smile. And then if you'd like, if possible, bring your hands to your lower back, give your lower back a little massage. And then sitting up nice and tall, sweep your hands forward. So inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. So now I'd like you to place one hand on your belly, the other on your chest, and breathe in between your hands. Take one hand to your armpit, the other to your shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. So let your shoulders round towards your front body. So this can feel like an I love me bear hug. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then placing one hand on your heart, take the other to your forehead. Take a few breaths here. And now I'd like you to notice which placement of your hands felt the loveliest, and take your hands there. Nice. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into your final relaxation. So this is meant to be a deep, conscious relaxation. We're not meant to fall asleep in it. However, if you do fall asleep, it just means that you're tired. So find a comfortable sitting position. You might want to put a blanket, a pillow, something on your thighs. A little bit of weight can help with fatigue. It's grounding. Of course, if you're super sensitive, this is not going to work. You might want to place, if you happen to have a yoga mat, that place along the spine can feel really supportive. If you're able, you could push your chair against the wall, maybe lean your head back. And lastly, if you have a super deluxe chair that you can recline in, go for it, making sure your head and neck is supported. And feel free to adjust the light. So begin by closing your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft palms, soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Serenity pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our Buddha belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. So without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Yeah, so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs. And come on up seated comfortably to finish your yoga practice. And so, Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Questions or feedback. Always love to hear from you. So feel free to hang out with me for a few moments. And I'm just going to move into the iPad a little closer so I can see you more clearly.
Wonderful, Bobbie. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Donna. Thank you. Woohoo, Morning Star. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. How's the breathing going?
Good, good. I work from home, so I do this at lunch, and sometimes I can't because something else has come up, which is why my attendance is not perfect. Because I'm working.
Yes, whenever you can make it, love having you here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel as though we're connected in spirit. So
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, Karen. Can't hear you, love. Oh, I don't know why I can't hear you.
It's the microphone. Sometimes it's the microphone.
Oh.
I don't have my headset on.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I heard you that time.
I'm sorry about that, but I find it easier to do exercise without the headset on.
Oh, for sure. I did something a little different today. I put my ear pods in.
Yeah.
And apparently the sound is better.
Yeah, if I can get some ear pods for this thing, I will. There is a way of doing it, but I don't want to go through the complications of disconnecting it and putting it on speaker.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I have the headset on most of the time. And I was trying to do exercise with headset. It doesn't work.
Okay, appreciate you sharing
Little
that.
extra weight. Nice to see everyone.
Yeah, hey, Kim.
If anyone is interested, I just thought I'd mention, many of us were involved in nature bathing, and you're all welcome to the next one, which is Saturday, February 25, but I'll mention that again later. But this weekend, if anyone's interested, you're welcome to join us when we review the research that we did as a small group of people with disabilities. I think there were about 30 people or so. It's one of the first major research studies on nature bathing and how it affects people with chronic illnesses and disabilities. So if anyone's interested, let me know. That's this Saturday, 12:30. Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Kim. So how can folks get on hold with you?
I'll put my email address in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe the phone number is easier to remember. I have a very difficult email address, so I'll do the phone number.
Oh. Thanks, Kim. So Mercedes, are you in California? Or are you back home?
I'm back in Vancouver now. So
Oh, good. Welcome back.
now I can attend.
Nice.
Well, I attend also when I was in Los Angeles. I attended.
I know you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is fun.
Yeah,
Thank you
for sure.
Thank you so much. It's really important for us to have this,
Yeah.
physical exercise, or yoga is wonderful.
Yeah, for sure. The gift that keeps on giving.
Thank you.
It's
Hi,
online,
Melissa.
Melissa, it's online.
Hi, Melissa. Melissa,
so
I'm just going to check, sorry, the chat just real quick there, Kim. Sorry, I'm going to move in a little closer.
Melissa asked a question, so I will actually give the email address that is.
Oh, regarding your ecoism. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
info at eco. There, if you would like to join us in there. So it's online, everyone's welcome to join.
Woohoo.
And I will mention the one that's coming up on Saturday, February 21st, 1 to 3:30 p.m. And everyone here is welcome to come for any or all of it. And people come with their camera on or off, in bed. There's no rules at all. Just come as you are.
So is it via Zoom and in person?
There will be, this one will be by Zoom,
Okay.
the one February 25th, but there will be 2 in-person ones coming along this spring, summer, fall. We'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Right,
Yeah. I'd
right,
like to
Karen? we hope you come.
Yes, I
I'd love-
know. It all
I'd love
depends
to come.
on a whole lot of factors, Kim. I would have to talk to you in alone to explain the situation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sally forth. So lovely to see you all.
Thank you
And,
again.
yeah, take good care. I'll see you
Take
next
care.
week.
We'll see you next
Okay.
week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Right on. Bye, guys. Gals.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
See you guys next